were looking for a partner for our tour of contemporary craft exhibitions Made in the Middle, which tours the region in 2006.
I'm the Managing Director of VSM UK Limited. We're the distributors of Pfaff and Husqvarna Viking sewing machines.
What I did with VSM was call them up, arrange a meeting. Once I'd secured the meeting, I sent them some information. I sent them a catalogue, which was a really good product from our last Made in the Middle, so it looked good. It showed our professionalism and the way we operate and the level of quality we operate at.
Linda really wanted to look at what we did as a business to see what synergies there were with the type of activities she was involved with. It was a very interesting meeting because it actually challenged us to look at what we did as a company.
I think one of the most crucial things was learning about their business. I did a lot of research about what they did, what they'd already done in terms of collaborating with the art.
Linda then came back with a proposal for us to work with Craftspace on their new project at Made in the Middle, their exhibition of crafts generally, linking the textile side with an education programme where we would provide some skills and some machines, sewing machines, so that they could run a project with Birmingham City University.
One thing I'd say is that it takes a long time for a partnership to be developed. We first met VSM, I made that phone call in April 2005, and the project wasn't running till November 2006. It took 18 months from that first initial call to the project actually taking off and happening.
Because I was going to be working with Pfaff and Husqvarna sewing machines, I needed to be familiar with them. And as a result of being aware of that level of technology, how you can digitally program a sewing machine, that's actually had a very big impact on my own practice, because they've lent me a state-of-the-art sewing machine that I've been essentially playing with for the last 2 years.
The work that was produced in the class was then exhibited. We used it as it toured around to take our distributors and some of our key customers to meet us at the exhibitions, so we started to gain those benefits from it as well. And I think it was from there that really Craftspace demonstrated that working with them took us to a different level. They provided us with a different set of skills, a different set of environments than we had originally expected to see.
We had worked since 2006 on 3 projects with VSM. We'd come to the end of a cycle really, and then the business partner was so pleased with the way things were going, he very generously said he'd like to support something else if I could come up with something else that would interest them. So we thought about that within the Craftspace team, worked together to think what would really work, and what we wanted to do was access a diverse community within Birmingham with whom we could work, and with whom we could work with VSM, who saw this as an opportunity for staff development in terms of cultural diversity, so introducing their all-white staff to a different community.
Actually phoned me one evening and said they have got a very good idea of using sewing machines, and I said I haven't used them before. So I said, not to worry, you can go to VSM and have some training. And actually I was delighted when I went there, and I was meant to be there for half a day, but I spent whole day actually playing with different types of machines. All my life I have been creating all my handicrafts with hand stitchery, and for me to use machines and hand stitchery was something very, very new.
I never used a sewing machine before. This is my first time. So when we had the introductory session, I actually asked would I be able to use the machine, and they said yeah, because there's going to be people who will be helping setting up the machine and stuff like that. So I thought, it's okay then, as long as somebody helps me, that's fine.
VSM have been enormously generous in terms of their support of this project and in support of the entire partnership with us. They've given us cash, They've given us the loan of machines, which has been quite costly to them because it's taken those machines out of their supply for X number of weeks, however long each project's gone on. And they've also paid for the transport insurance and the staff time. And the staff time's been really valuable to us because we've benefited hugely from their expertise. We couldn't have done it without them. They bring the machines up, they set them up, they give us a tutorial, they lead the participants through, and they're there to mend needles and put creative input too. And quite often they've had fun making some of the pieces as well and learning new practices.
It's almost been like having magic fairies there, that you kind of say, oh, we're going to need some thread or some kit, or this machine won't do this, and ping, for the next session it's there, or that problem is solved. It's been really fantastic.
Having that support throughout this whole session has really helped me as a growing artist and the ladies that we have been working with.
I've got sewing experts. They've given up their own time to go back to the previous project we had to run a class that wasn't part of our project, but they wanted to go back and do it themselves because they thought it would be great fun to do.
Tom, he also used to help the ladies with the machines, and he said, I never imagined that hand stitchery and machine work would work together, but it has.
I think it's always difficult for any arts business to approach a commercial enterprise and say, can you give us money, can you give us whatever? Understand what the business is, understand what their expectations are, and see how you can provide benefits. I believe that if you open up the discussion by accepting that the business has a lot of things to offer, not just money, see the skill sets there, how can that be integrated into the project? You can provide a much broader set of benefits for the business. So research is critical, and an open mind is critical.